safety in school so we don't go to school in fear.
Students and parents across the country are calling for gun control, directing their message to the White House. President Trump responded by saying he's open to the idea. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Reek.
And I'm Emily Spain. The announcement comes just days after a Florida school shooting left 17 people dead. NBC's Blaine Alexander tells us more about student and lawmakers' reactions.
One by one, dozens of teens lying down in front of the White House, a grim reminder of those killed in Parkland, Florida, and other school shootings.
It's not just our parents and adults that want something to be done, but it's the next generation.
A generation that in recent days has powerfully taken the lead in pushing Washington closer to action on gun control.
As high schoolers, we want to create a safe environment not only for us and our classmates, but for the country.
President Trump today wrapping up a holiday weekend in Florida, announcing he is open to a bill now in Congress that would strengthen background checks. But over the weekend, drawing outrage by mixing the tragedy in Parkland with politics, suggesting the FBI missed tips on the Florida school shooter because it was too busy with the Russia investigation.
It's shameful for the president to be hiding behind the 17 victims of gun violence and somehow make it all about him.
The president unleashing a flurry of weekend tweets after 13 Russians were indicted for meddling in the 2016 election, but notably not criticizing Russia or Vladimir Putin.
It was only about Russian actors in Russia on the social media interference portion. There's a lot more to come.
Now pressure is growing for President Trump to punish Russia and stop future meddling.
The gun control bill would give state and federal agencies more power, allowing them to upload information on people who shouldn't be allowed to purchase guns. And in South Florida today, family and friends laid 2 more loved ones to rest in the wake of last week's mass shooting of 17 students and teachers. In Coral Springs, family members said goodbye to Parkland shooting victim Elena Petty.
Of just having met her and remembering how loving she was and how much she has strengthened us.
The accused gunman appeared in court today but did not speak publicly. Florida residents also mourned tonight under the glow of candlelight. The PTA organized vigils all over the state. It was a way for students and parents to express their emotions and grief. Vigils like these were held all over the state, and at least 25 schools became gathering places for people who wanted to honor the lost.
Back to gun control, Los Angeles protesters joined the effort. Hundreds marched through a park this afternoon, chanting and carrying signs. They're pushing for stronger gun control legislation, including better background checks.
Police in Republic, Missouri, not far from Springfield, arrested a 13-year-old accused of threatening to shoot up a school. The threat came from a video posted on social media. Police say the video was sent to another person late last week, but it was not reported. The boy was taken to the Greene County Juvenile Detention Center on suspicion of making a terrorist threat.
A kids baseball team in Neosho, Missouri will go ahead with an AR-15 rifle giveaway. The contest received criticism because it's the same gun model used in the Florida school shooting. The coach expressed remorse for the victims of gun violence, but said gun raffles have been going on for years. Players selling tickets range in age from 7 to 9 years old. The winner must pass a background check before getting the gun. Kansas congressional candidate Tyler Tannehill is hosting an AR-15 giveaway as well to promote his campaign. He says it was planned before last week's mass shooting. The Kansas House of Representatives is standing by his decision to continue with the giveaway. Tannehill, who is a Marine veteran, says the winner will have to be able to legally buy a gun before receiving it.
We're here to open up this dialogue. And so that's why we've done it. People can say you should have done it, you shouldn't have done it, but we launched it Tuesday, it happened Wednesday, and I'm here to run for office to tackle the tough issues we're facing in America, and this is one of them.
Facebook removed the post that promoted the giveaway.
A new Senate bill could give employers more options during the hiring process. If passed, State Senate Bill 900 would allow businesses selling alcohol and lottery tickets to employ people with previous felony charges. The director of policy for the Show Me Institute says the bill simply gives employers more options when they are hiring. Employers do not have to hire felons and are not given any incentives if they do.
If you are hiring at a liquor store and you don't want somebody who's got a felony conviction for armed robbery, that makes perfect sense. And post-adoption, you would still be able to not hire that person.
A Senate committee has approved the bill. After the committee chair reports on the bill, it will move to the Senate floor.
For years, Columbia City leaders have talked about community policing efforts, all in hopes of building trust. Tonight, the City Council voted unanimously to expand this type of policing citywide. The resolution declares the council's support for community-oriented policing, defines what it means, and directs City Manager Mike Mathis to design a citywide program. Officers started the current outreach unit in 2016. The unit has a total of 8 officers working in 4 high-crime neighborhoods.
This is way beyond the call, way beyond enforcement. You know what I mean? The job of a police officer is just to enforce this book of laws, so we're here to build friendships and relationships and communication.
The city hopes this will improve racial disappropriations in traffic stops and searches to prevent crime. Columbia's landfill is a few years from reaching capacity, so the city's waste management staff is trying to figure out where to put your trash without costing more. KOMU8's Justin Kolar was there tonight when staff members pitched an expansion plan to the City Council. Justin?
Yeah, Jim, the Columbia landfill is one of only 5 landfills in the state owned and operated exclusively by the city that uses it. Now, Columbia operates this site completely at cost, which helps keep your trash utility bill low compared to other cities that outsource their garbage. They propose to double the size of the landfill by expanding it to the city-owned land just adjacent to the property. Tonight, solid waste staff explained to City Council why keeping the trash in their hands is a smart move. Manager Steve Hunt says Jefferson City and other nearby cities aren't so lucky to have their own landfill, and the residents pay more for it.
Keeping it within the city keeps us in control of the service. In order to keep our solid waste services as low as we can, it makes the most sense to retain the ownership of the property and operate it ourselves.
Now, if the expansion falls through, the current landfill will reach capacity in the next 6 years, and the city will have to outsource the service then. In the next few months, though, waste management staff will come back to City Council with a finalized plan for the members to vote on. In the studio, Justin Kolar, KOMU8 News.
A $2.7 million upgrade to Columbia's sewage system was also introduced at the council meeting tonight. The project would improve sewer pipes, manholes, and lateral connections to the main. The goal of the renovations is to reduce sanitary overflow and wet weather backups in buildings and homes near downtown. Roads like Providence, Stadium, and Broadway will be affected. The Columbia Utilities Department was notified the pipes in these areas were out of date.
So a lot of the infrastructure, especially in the downtown area, is old, sometimes 80 to 100 years old. So we're replacing these pipes. They definitely need it.
The project will be entirely funded by bonds. Construction will begin this summer. Well,